What is up guys, Simba here and welcome back to yet another league racing video in F1 2021 in SLR for round 14 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last video, well, there isn't one. It was supposed to be the US Grand Prix, which I'm going to explain right here, right now. So click the video on the top right if you haven't seen it, and I'm going to explain to you what happened in USA. So, in qualifying, we qualified 12th because we have absolutely zero pace in this weekend, and as you can see, we're going through turn 1 here. We're side by side with SLR Barlow on the road towards the S section, and we just get absolutely annihilated along with our teammate, and that's basically ruined the race completely. We were never able to recover from that. You can see we've got 6 seconds worth of penalties in the process, and we finished P11 in a very depressing US Grand Prix. I didn't want to make it into a video because that would just depress me even more. Same as worse, Elite Risks won the race. Arbin lost the win on the last lap of the race, but he got P2, which is a really good result for him. But, yeah, this race was very depressing. As you can see, we finished P11, nowhere near the points. Our race was basically ruined on the first lap. And that's the second time this season, well, the third time this season, where we failed to score points in SLR. So, and that has an impact on the championship, because as you can see, we've dropped down to P4, and we are 54 points behind Elite Risks. So, this is a big weekend for us because this could be the race where we'll be knocked out of championship contention. But we've got another important reason for racing here today. Reality has taken hold on this league race this weekend. As you can see, we're making our logo purple. This race was done on Monday, 13th of June, and that was the day Callum McKeown passed away. And I made a tribute helmet and changed the colour of my logo to purple just to show a nice gesture as we move into qualifying. As yeah, we went P3 on the inters. We didn't really need to use the dry tyres. As yeah, that was pretty much it for qualifying for Q1. You guys can copy down the helmet if you want to, and if you enjoy this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're nearly at 100 subs. We're at 80 subscribers, 85 subscribers at the minute, which is absolutely awesome. I'd like to hit 100 just before F1 22 comes out. So if you would hit the subscribe button, that would mean a lot to me. As we move into the action, as I've done a little bit of waffling in this video. It's going to be a bit of a longer one. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, we're in Q2, right at the end of Q2. We're currently P13. We had to use the set of soft after you trying on a set of mediums. As we cross the line here, we're going to go into P4 with a 7.1. And I know I can get into the 1 minute 6s, so we've still got a bit of time to find, but we're in Q3 compared to last time in USA. Elite Risks, once again, just like USA, he is easily the quickest guy on the track right now. He's just been in absolutely incredible form, and once again, SLR check, just like in USA, I forgot to mention, he's not racing this weekend. So Elite Risks has a beautiful opportunity to extend his lead in the championship and put one hand on the trophy. So as we cross the line here for our first run, it's a 1 minute 7.0, our personal best of the session, and we go into P2, but we're so far off.
I mean, that's not bad, but 4 tenths.
As you can hear me say 4 tenths, I was really surprised at the margin we are lacking to Elite Risks. He's just on another level as we start our first of 2 runs in Q3. As you can see, there's a little arrow showing that someone's coming out of the pits, and that puts us off completely.
Nah, I got put off by someone coming out of the pits. Of course it was fucking Van Dorn as well. Oh my god. This guy. What a team.
What did he do?
I was going down turn 1 and I see his arrow coming out as he's coming out of the pits, and he put me off at turn 2. What a teammate, honestly.
So you can hear I am quite frustrated. We've still got time for one more lap, but that's not ideal. So we're going to start our final lap of the session. Let's see if we can get anywhere higher than P7. Turn 1, we don't get distracted this time. We chuck in for turn 2. Very easy to ruin the lap and invalidate straight away. Thankfully, we don't do that. We're currently just under 300s down in this first sector, but I know we have quite a bit of time to find as we chuck the car in through turn 4, using all the curb through to the exit as well, as we're nearly matching our last lap time as well. And up the hill here towards turns 5, 6 and 7, we have been struggling through here, but look at the time we're gaining here through this middle sector. It's kind of our weakest sector at the minute, as a Mercedes lets us through as we're on the throttle again from that left-hander and down towards another downhill hairpin here as we short shift to 4th gear, make sure we don't light up the rear tyres. And now we're using the curb once again, very aggressive on the curbs on this lap, and we're over a 10.5 up, so this is looking very good, and we get a good exit as well. So we're 2.5 tenths up, going towards the line.
You've got to be kidding me. What is wrong with me, man?
Right then.
What? Fuck the right off. Are you serious? I'm 2 tenths up. I could have been P4. I could have been P4, and I'm on a curb, and it puts me in the wall. I can't be arsed. I cannot be arsed.
I haven't got any other.
What?
I haven't got any other reaction than laughing, to be honest, mate. I haven't got any other reaction.
What? No, mate. I'm literally on a. I've actually managed to crash on a straight. Actually, mate. How am I 4th?
Well, that happened. Oh dear, my reaction speaks for itself. We managed to bottle the top 4. We were 2.5 tenths up, so with that lap we would have been into the top 4 ahead of Shop Medal. But it's P8, you guys can watch it back. I took too much curb on the straight, and I went into the wall, which is pretty embarrassing. We're going to go for the soft to mediums. It's literally one of the easiest tracks to do this strategy. And, yeah, we kind of bottled a very good starting position, but we're going to go into the race, as, yeah, qualifying is proving to be quite the mental block. Monza hasn't kind of changed our perception. We're not really as confident as we were at the start of the season, but we're going to be giving it our best shot anyway. We might be knocked out of the championship, but we're not going to go down without a fight in the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we are underway in Interlagos as we get a pretty decent getaway, but you know, we're not going to try and challenge anyone. You know, you saw USA literally a few seconds ago. We want to make sure we get past lap 1 with a front wing intact. I mean, you also saw on the graphic, we won here last season, so winning is off the cards. Elite Risk is too quick, so we're just going to try and get a top 5, get some solid points, and really build momentum for the last few races. Speaking of momentum, UK Beast Assassin has no momentum out of turn 4, and we are side by side with the Red Bull going up the hill. We think better of it, really, as it's only the first lap. And, yeah, we're just kind of holding station here in P8. It's not exactly the best of starts, but it is what it is. No collisions, well, I say that. And then JD Menz has absolutely binned it in the middle sector. And that has caused a VSC to slow things down quite a bit. So, it's not the greatest start. Oh, I forgot to mention, Arbin is P12 because he had a disconnect through qualifying. So, he's on the alt strap. And he's looking to get past some fellow people on the alt strat. So we're going to get going once again from the virtual safety car on lap 2. And we're looking to try and make some progress. I mean, it's not been the greatest of starts. We're just trying to keep it clean in the opening laps. As, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. As we're trying to see if we can make a move. We are almost at the back of UK Beast Assassin in the Red Bull. As he goes for an absolute lunge and a half on SLR Quattro. In the Alpha Tauri, it's Honda on Honda action here in Interlagos as Quattro nearly takes the brilliant F1 2010 line through the end of the middle sector as we climb up the hill. Yeah, we're just kind of chilling here in P8. We're looking to see if we can take advantage of this, of course, as Elite Risks is loving life up front. Look at the minimap. He's already broken the DRS straight behind him as DRS has been enabled in this race. You can hear Arbin getting frustrated in the background as Quattro spun it. He has absolutely binned it on the 3rd lap of the race, and we're going to try and use this to our advantage. DRS overtake. We're going to try and go down the inside of the Red Bull driver through turn 4. Can we hang on? We're still side by side with UK Beast Assassin. This is turning into a great scrap, and let's see if we can finish the move. The answer is no. We're going to try and hang on around the outside, and we're going to try and challenge him and force him into an error, but no avail. But we've gained 1 place, but you can see the confidence isn't really there as it used to be. You can hear me say there, Van Dorn's might have just lost out on DRS, and DRS is going to be quite a key factor in this race. It keeps the field bunched together, so if we don't have DRS, we're going to fall behind the top 5, well, the top 4 actually, as we're looking to make places as we get our first warning for track limits. and that's not ideal considering, you know, it's a long race, so we've got to be careful. We have to be careful in this race. It's a 36-lap race, so we just need to keep it calm for the opening laps. As you can see on the leaderboard, Alfie is battling Arbin for P9.
What is the fuck? Sorry, I'm not gonna get mad. But
What's
why?
happened?
This Alpha's fucking battling for 9th place. We're losing fucking time. Like, what are you fucking doing?
Damn it. Honestly, mate. No,
But
look.
he's battling every single fucking straight. Like, you need
Why?
to. I know.
Like, why is he doing that? Like, where is the
And he's so
racing
fucking
IQ?
slow in the sector as well. Like,
So, unfortunately, Arbin is down the order after disconnecting halfway through Q2 and trying the mediums in Q2. And unfortunately, he's trapped behind DPT Alfie in the Williams, doing his best Roy Nassani impression. As meanwhile, UK Beast Assassin is trying to pass my teammate Van Dorn in 5th place, and I'm just hearing him there. Just if you're gonna like overtake my teammate, just hopefully he can commit the switch, because I think I am definitely the quicker car. As you can see, he's making the move round the outside in the turn 4, and he's got the job done up in a P5.
why is he battling again? He's battling Tony as well. What the fuck are you doing? What's going on?
What is going on back there?
I need to stop
What is
working.
going on?
Oh no.
You can hear Arbin continuing to get frustrated with the lack of racing standards going on behind us. As meanwhile, we're going to try and pass our teammate SLR Van Dorn. We go down the inside. It's a very nice move, and we are up into P6. And you can hear I'm pretty happy about it, because he didn't make it too difficult for us. As yeah, up into P6, we're keeping tabs with UK Beast Assassin. We're not going to let him go just yet.
My race has been done in lap 7.
Meanwhile, Arbin has completely written his race off after 6 laps of this race, and to be honest, I can't really blame him. If you're racing with people that don't really know how to drive, it will be very difficult to keep calm. So, full sympathies to you, mate. Hopefully you can have a better one. As lap 8, we're just chilling in a DRS train. As, yeah, you can see Elite Risks. In the minimap, he's ran off. No one's catching him today, unless there is some sort of safety car that will bunch up the field. As we end lap 9, we're still chilling. We're just saving the battery and just saving the tyres, because we have to go quite some distance on the softs. 15 laps isn't a stint to frown at. It's quite a distance, so the tyres will start to go off as we get closer to our pit lap on lap 15, as we do a 10.6 on the last lap. We're just keeping pace, really, as we're chilling in P6.
Alpha just hit Tooman.
Meanwhile, there's continued chaos behind us as Arbin is telling me what's going on, as he is fighting for 9th place. They are a long way back from everybody else, and they're on the ultra track, which is absolutely terrible news for Arbin. As yeah, we're just we're still in 6th place. We've got yellow flags. DPT Alfie is out of the race, and now we've got a safety car.
We got a safety car.
Yeah, we do, I think.
Oh my god. Yo.
But now everyone can pit off the mediums, and my old strategy's useless.
You can hear Arbin say that has rendered the ultra track useless, but for us, it's our get out of jail card, because now we have a free pit stop onto medium tyres. Now, the plan is we can't stop again, unfortunately, so we're going to take these tyres quite a way into this race, so we might have tyre problems at the end. Our teammate is double stacking alongside us, as yeah, the racing standards apparently behind us are absolutely terrible, as we're going to pit onto medium tyres. We get held up for a bit. DPT Paul's retired.
What? What's Paul done there? What?
As you can hear my complete confusion as to why he would retire in a safety car when it literally bunches people together. Yeah. It's kind of how league racing is these days. Thankfully, we were caught in the absolute cluster in the opening laps, and now we've got the safety car coming in. So we've got 24 laps left to go, including this one. And we are on medium tyres. We're getting ready for the restart as we're going to get going. UK Beast Assassin hits the brakes, and we have to as well. Tooman hits the back of us.
What is going on there? Tooman hit me.
As you can hear me say there, Tooman hit me. Thankfully, we didn't get a penalty, but his race is basically done. He got front wing damage as Beast Assassin is going right after shot medal, and we're going to try and pass him as well. Down the inside, through turn 3, we're side by side with the Mercedes driver. Down the straight, towards turn 4. We're going to hit the brakes, and we outbrake him, and we're up into P5.
Ahead of medal. Didn't cause any problems this time. Get in. I think I might get penalised for 2 of them. I accidentally brake tested because like people was like the safety car restart was so chaotic because some people were going really slowly. Like Beast was so slow in front of me.
Bollocks to Quattro. Doesn't get damage.
So as you can hear, I'm explaining what happened with the safety car. But things are starting to settle down. Well, you think so. No, they're not. We've got our teammate behind us on soft tyres, and he's giving us a hit up the rear here.
Right, fine. Go through then. Like, mate, we're fifth in the constructors. We can't fight each other. We need points. We'll go through. You don't need to be impatient about it.
So you can hear me. I'm not too pleased about how Van Dorn's gone about it, but he's on the softs. He pitted for soft tyres under the safety car, which makes no sense because he's going to have to stop again. But until then, we let him go. He's going to be the quicker driver, and he could open opportunities for us as we start lap 15 of this Brazilian Grand Prix. We are down in P6, but it is still all to play for.
Yeah, Jensen's really slow in this train. I have no idea what's happening to him.
So as we come on to the end of the lap, ETSR Jensen is looking pretty slow. And I have absolutely no idea why, as there's like 4 cars behind him. So he's going to get absolutely swarmed down this straight towards turn 1.
Some people are going to have to stop again because they're on soft. So still hard to play for.
I'm still not 100% that true. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Right behind this duel with me. Little Quattro even.
Jensen's being absolutely swarmed. I feel for him, honestly.
So there's the big reveal. It turns out that some people are yet to stop. And as you can see, we've asked Jeff on the radio about ETSR Jensen and why he's so slow. And I've just made the discovery that he is yet to pit in this race, which is really confusing because basically, guys, if you don't pit in a safety car like this, when you pit, your race is done because you're going to end up being a pit stop behind, and without a safety car, you're kind of just rolling around by yourself. As you can see here, we passed Jensen, and he's off into the pits on lap 16. So there you go. His race is done. He should have pitted on the safety car, so I think we made the right decision. As now, we are behind Levy King in P4 in this race. We're going to ask Jeff about him again.
Levi hasn't stopped either.
Well, there you go. There's the big moment. Levy King is yet to stop. Yeah, I have no idea why he has stayed out on these tyres. And yeah, it's costing him a lot of pace. And again, he's going to be someone that's going to be a pit stop behind by the time this race is over. So, lap 17. We are right behind the Alpine driver, but we're not going to be there for very long as we've got DRS and overtake. We're just going to drain the battery here, side by side. We're going to brake later. We're fresher rubber. And there you go, down the inside into turn 1. And we are back. We are up into P4. And our teammate has just got a penalty. So he's going to be starting to struggle on the soft tyres. And that's exactly what's happening here on lap 19.
I have to say it again. Why would you pit on soft?
So we cut to the end of lap 21, and Van Dorn is starting to struggle on the soft tyres, and I'm really questioning why the hell he pitted for soft tyres, as UK Beast Assassin is going to make this move for P2 pretty easily on my teammate, and there you go, easy as that. He's up into P2 in this race.
Oh.
Make the switch. Please don't make life difficult for me. You've got to let me go.
Oh, single my race is over, mate.
What's happened?
I hit the back of Quattro, completing my fault and got like no wing.
Oh, lucky, mate. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Come on, Van Dorn, mate. You've got to move. Get out the way.
So unfortunately, Arbin has hit the back of Quattro, and his race is done. But on lap 22, Here we go. Unfortunately, Van Dorn hasn't moved, and I'm getting a bit impatient. He's trying to pass UK Beast Assassin, for God's sake. It hits the back of him. We're going down the inside, and we're through finally.
I had to pass it. Like, I don't understand. Why won't you let me through? You're an old sock. You have to stop again. You're trying to go to the end of the race here, man. Honestly, what a teammate. What a brilliant teammate. He expects you to let you through the minute he's faster than you. The shoes on the other foot, like it has been for literally most of the season. He just doesn't move when I'm trying to go for P2. Such an idiot.
So you can hear me air my frustration, as we let Van Dorn through pretty easily when he wanted to pass us, and he was making our lives pretty difficult when we needed him to move out of the way. As you heard there, we've been a lot quicker than Van Dorn this season. We've definitely had the upper hand on our teammate, hand over fist, and he doesn't want to play ball at all. So yeah, very frustrating. I've had my frustrations about my teammate, but we have to get on with the task at hand. As now we're going to try and pass UK Beast Assassin for P2, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a second place of this Brazilian Grand Prix, and you can see the gap to Elite Risks. It is 3.8 seconds. So I was thinking at this point, maybe we could, there'd be a small chance of us catching him, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But actually, at this point, I actually thought that we were doing similar lap times to the race leader, but you'll find out now that that wasn't really the case. As lap 25, we are still holding off UK Beast Assassin, who has not left us alone. But while we are running P2, we have another issue on our hands with just under 10 laps to go.
I might have to stop it. My tyres are nearly 50%, so we've got 10 laps left. I suppose they're going to get the end of the God damn it.
So there's the big moment that literally will change our entire approach to the final 10 laps. Our tyres, as you can see, they're nearly at 50%, especially at the front right. So we're going to have to manage the tyres here. And tyre management isn't really my strongest point when it comes to league racing. As, yeah, the thoughts of the win are quickly dashed as Elite Risk has a 5-second lead over us with like 9 laps to go. He's got this win on lock, and we're not going to be able to fight for the championship anymore. But once again, I wasn't too bothered about it, because I knew if I was still in contention in this race, I knew in the next one it was only a matter of time before I'd be knocked out. Unfortunately, also, Arbin has retired. He's called it a day in this race. As you see, we're past his ghost car there. Very unlucky once again. Hopefully he can bounce back in the next race. As lap 28, we are still ahead of Beast Assassin. At this point, we want him to pass us, because I don't want to use up my tyres in ERS just to keep a gap that will eventually lose. So he looked very reluctant to overtake us on lap 29, but the move has been made, and we are down to P3. But don't worry about it, because that is all part of the plan. We're just going to sit back and enjoy the DRS.
We're at 60% with 6 to go. Beast Assassin's run out of battery, but I'm going to sit behind him and then wait till a good opportunity to pass him, because if we get it wrong, Meadow's going to be all over us.
So, there's the plan. Unfortunately, we have hit 60% on the tyres. I mean, it hasn't popped up yet, but I'm sure it will in a minute. But we are struggling with tyre wear, but that's the plan. We're going to sit back, we're going to save the battery, and we're going to go again. As you can see, that is the first sign that we're not going to overtake. We turned off the DRS halfway through the straight, as Beast Assassin has been braking a little bit earlier through turn 1 for some reason. There you go. We've hit 60% with 4 laps to go, and again on lap 32, we're not going to try and overtake him despite having the DRS.
But we can't hold that. We can't. We're just going to sit behind him, make him use the battery, and then we're going to get him back.
So there you go, you see me say again, we're just going to chill, save the battery, and then go again. I saw a YouTube video from my league racing inspiration, Tom97, on F1 2020 around this very track about why you do not overtake with 3 laps to go. So we're taking that into action. It's like he wants us to overtake him, but we're not going to. As we end lap 33, the tyres are at 66% now with just 3 laps to go. We do not want the tyres to reach 75%, because I've seen with some people on this game, the minute they hit 75%, the tyre blows up, and we cannot afford that.
Guys, I hate to say this, but it's going to be really close.
You can hear me say it's going to be really close with the tyres. The tyres kept going up by 3% per lap. As you know, as you could hear me say, if you heard me say it in the background, on lap 35, this is the time to launch the attack. This is where we win or lose the podium here today. Elite Risk is going to win the race, which is a shame. You know, we could have won the race here today if we had a better qualifying, a better pace. But P2 is still up for grabs.
I'm going to try and pass him on the last lap and then just park the bus.
And that's the plan. We're going to go for it on the last lap, and then we're going to do a Jose Mourinho and just park the bus. Here we go then. Last lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. The tyres are at 73% on the right front. But P2 is still up for grabs. We still have one warning. And shut metal will not be a threat to us. But here we go. We're going to run it back from lap 3. We've got DRS on the straight towards turn 4. He's got no ERS. We're going to go down the inside. Into turn 4, there's a bit of contact. But we get through in the end.
Sorry about that, mate. Gotta get through. Sorry. Right, P2. 2 laps of fuel remaining. Let's try and hold on now.
So as you saw there was a bit of contact, but I kept my racing line. And it just kind of seemed like UK Beast just turned into us. But I don't think we get reported for that. We'll be fine. Now, what we're doing is, you can see we're deliberately taking these apexes a little bit easier on the tyres. Just making sure we just get to the end of the race. Because this tyre could blow up at any moment. But I think we should be alright, as Elite Risks is going to win the race. But can we finish P2 here?
Full send, come on, come on.
You can hear me say, full send, we're going to drain the battery. Elite Risks is going to win the race. But we're going to come home and return to the podium.
Come on, let's go. Let's freaking go. Yes.
The reaction says everything when we cross the line. And there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned to the podium in SLR. Our 4th podium of the season. And I think that's a very well-deserved driver of the day. From P8 to P2 with brilliant race management. We kept our cool through the safety car restart, through the beginning of the race. And we played it beautifully tactic-wise to get back past Beast Assassin, who was definitely looking quicker at the end of the race. So there you go, full race results here. We finished P2 in the Brazilian Grand Prix. It definitely makes up for a bad qualifying. And there you go, back on the podium, our 4th of the season. And honestly, it's a massive relief because the last 4 races have been so tough, and I felt like I was due to give you guys a really good race. And that's exactly what has happened here today. And this has an impact on the Drivers' Championship. As you can see, we are back into the top 3. But unfortunately, we are mathematically unable to challenge for the championship, which is something I'm not too bothered about. It was kind of inevitable. But we're going to try and seal the top 3 this season. And in the Constructors, we're closing in on McLaren. So that, guys, is going to be the end of today's video. Subscribe to the channel for more league racing content. The final 2 league races on this game are upon us. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.